Welcome back to the presentations of the OPM3 Portugal project results for the multinational organizations. This time I'm going to show you the improvement plan for these organizations, so which are the best practices that make more sense to be applied, to be implemented on these organizations. So first we start with the governance measures to be applied in the governance area of the organizations. First, defining the policies for standardized measure, control and improvement for the processes on project management, and carefully review these methodologies. This is a best practice that is recommended to all of the clusters, as is a major and important best practices to be implemented, as is important for all the stages of the project. Then we have the staff organization, project management with competent resources, establish project manager competency processes, establish strong sponsorship, use formal performance assessment, include strategic goals into project objectives, record project resources assignments, and known inter-project plan. It's very important to know the inter-project plan in the multinational organization, as some of the projects of these organizations are applied in different countries. So it's very important to have a knowledge of these projects. Continuing the governance, we have review projects against continuous terminate criteria, capture and share lessons learned, facilitate project management development, provide project management training and the continuous training, continue customized project management methodology, integrate project management methodologies with organizational processes, establish common project management framework, and establish organizational project management policies. Continue with the training and development program, establish executive support, define project management values, establish organizational project management structure, adopt the OPM structure, institutionalize the OPM structure, provide OPM support office and estimating template tools established to use across the organization, project management information systems as well. To end the governance area, we also recommend to be implemented intellectual capital reuse. For the portfolio domain, we recommend to standardize these major processes as identification, categorization, evaluate, selection, prioritize of the components on the portfolio. By components we mean the projects. So we recommend these processes for the projects. Also standardized balanced portfolio process, portfolio authorized components, review and report the portfolio performance, and standardized portfolio monitor business strategy changes process. Entering in the project area, we'll start with the initiation phase. We have the measure and improve project charter to close the cycle, as the standardize and control was already achieved by the multinational organizations. And also the other process of this phase, identification of stakeholders, as none was achieved and is important for the multinational organizations to know which are the main stakeholders and how we can manage their expectations. Is also important to standardize, measure, control, improve, by other words, implement the full cycle of this second process in the initiation phase. Continuing now with the planning phase, we have for the first process, as is the main process of the project management, the project management plan. The development of this process is important to standardize, measure, and control this main process. Also, it's important to standardize the quality requirements process, and WBS, as is very important for the multinational organizations We recommend to measure, control, and improve to close the cycle for this process, as the standardized was already achieved by these organizations. We recommend to measure the defined activities process, to standardize and measure the sequence activities, and for the estimate activity resources, we recommend to standardize as well as improve this process to finish the cycle. For the estimate activity durations, we recommend to standardize as well as for the development schedule. Even for the development schedule, we recommend to measure the process, and for the estimation of costs, we recommend to standardize. As well as for the determine the budget. To determine the budget, we recommend to close the cycle with measure and control of this process. For the quality, it's important to standardize and even measure this process. For the human resource plan, we recommend to standardize, measure, and control this process. Again, for communications is also important for these organizations, as they have many tools, and they have the need to communicate across the countries with multinational projects. So it's very important to have standardized plan communication as well as to be measured. For the risk management, we recommend to standardize and measure the risk management process. For the identification of the risks, we should also have the standardized process as well as measuring that same process. To continue with the evaluation as well, qualitative and quantitative evaluation, and the same for the risk responses process. For the plan procurement, the standardization of this process was already achieved by the multinational organizations. We recommend to close this cycle with measure, control, and improve for this process. Moving on to the executing, monitoring, control phase of the project, we have here for the first process, standardize, measure, control, and improve to the direct and managed project execution. Then we have for the quality assurance, measure to standardize and measure this process, and then for the process related with the acquisition of the project team, we recommend to standardize and measure the process. Also standardize and measure the development of the project team, and for the management of the project team. We also recommend to not only standardize and measure, but also control the process. And at the end, we also recommend to improve the project distribution information process to finish the cycle, as the standardization, measure, and control was already achieved by the multinational organizations. Continuing on this phase, we have here a main process for these organizations as the stakeholder expectations. To manage the stakeholder expectations, we recommend to standardize, measure, control, and improve. The same strategy as well for the project perform, integrity, change, and control. To verify the scope, we recommend to standardize, as well as standardize the control of the scope, the control of the schedule, and the control of the costs. For the quality control, we recommend to standardize and measure this process. And the report performance, we recommend the full implementation of the process with the standardization till improve to the report performance process. We recommend as well to standardize and measure the project, monitor and control the risks. For the last phase of the project, we have the closing phase. And for this phase, we recommend to measure, control, and improve the closed project or phase process, as the standardization was already achieved by the multinational organizations. So we finish this our presentation. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.